The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to a Bill in Boca Raton. Hey, Bill, what's going on?
Not too much. Enjoying the warm weather in Florida just like you, except on the other coast.
Perfect, man. Perfect.
Yep.
Do you listen on the internet right now?
Yes.
Cool, man. Cool.
No, I enjoy that. That's in your Tiger TV and everything. I've been watching you for years, and you've really taken this whole programming to a level that's just phenomenal.
I appreciate it.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day in the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Take action on your ideas. Doing your best means to take action. You can have many great ideas in your head, but without action upon an idea, there'll be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow down 41, NASDAQ up 4, S&P's flat, gold contract down $7.80, trading at $1,535 an ounce. Silver off $1.50 at $36.19. Platinum down $3 at $1,815 an ounce. Copper was flat at $4.09 a pound. Light sweet crude flat at $100.53 a barrel. You had 30-year bonds off a point, trading at 124.27. Dollar index down 39 ticks at 74.34. You had the euro up 16 ticks at 144. Yen was flat at 80.95. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at. This is what you have. Now, this is going to get really tricky, folks, and this is what it is. Okay. We come off the high of 1370. We got down today to a price point of 1305. Now, what the 1305 did is this, folks. The 1305, first off, went into the swing point from the 18th of April. We did $986 million. It also went into the swing point from the 25th of May. It rejected both of those swings. We did that with $896 million versus $961. Okay. What we had done on Tuesday is that we went topside of 1345 with $1.5 billion. We come down yesterday with 1.1. Now, this is what the tricky part is. My take, the longer take, of course, is that we're going down into this 1200 area, 1249, going lower. The shorter term take, though, because of that spike that you had, this little baby wants to spike into the 1336 to 1335 one more time. That's how it seems to be setting up here. And I suspect with this number that we're coming out with tomorrow, that's where this catalyst is going to be to spike into it. Now, what I expect you'll see is this. As you spike into that number, the volume is going to die. And then what you have, especially on a Friday, going into the next Monday, then it's lights out for the summer. So it's going to be really wild watching this play out. Now, that's one setup. Now, here's the other setup. The other setup is much more bearish. What the other setup is this. Because this was a doji, it's like, okay, this is the halfway move down. And that happens many times. I don't see that happening at this point. The only reason I don't see it happening at this point, because of the volatility that we had between the 31st and yesterday, and the most deviant thing it could do right now is run higher by another 10 or 20 points and then give it up. It's going to be wild watching it. But no doubt, folks, what you have out here is that you have volatility in the market again, and you absolutely have a two-way market here. And that's a whole different ball game, folks, because in a two-way market, what you have is that you have many opportunities, both playing counter-trend bounces and selling. Dow Industrials, what you have with the Dow is this. Dow is down 41 points. The Dow is coming into the 18th. And the way that we're coming into that 18th, of course, what we did out here today did a billion shares, excuse me, folks, and you were going into a billion shares. bottom line is that it's going to be easy for the Dow to do a little bounce out of here. The NASDAQ composite. What we have with the composite is this. The NASDAQ composite was flat today, $4. It was up $4, but really flat market. Inside that composite, what we did is that we did 1.9 billion shares. That 1.9 was going into 1.9. Bottom line, that also can do a little bounce, getting up to. See, what the NASDAQ has is this. When you have huge amounts of gaps all over the place, that's a consolidation. And until it straightens itself out, bottom line, you'll stay in a consolidation. And right now, the bottom of that consolidation is like 2,700. The top of that consolidation is about 28, 27. That doesn't go to the top, but if you go look at how the NASDAQ is set up, you'll see that we've been gapping up and down since February 18th. So that's how that, we're in the higher part of that consolidation. The lower part of that consolidation is down at that 2,600 level. Now, let's go over to the gold contract. Well, we have the gold out here today. We had the gold contract. It was down $8. It was down as low as $15.20. It was as high as $15.45. You did 136,000 contracts. With that saying, especially coming into a Friday, she's going to basically try to get down to the lows again of today. I suspect she can even run into the 15.05 level. Silver. What you have with silver out here, what we did with silver, there she goes. Silver is a lot more vulnerable than gold at this point. Silver, had taken that huge hit on the way down. We came down at 81,000 shares today. Silver wants to get into this 34.88 price point. Right now, we're at the 36.20 price point. What is it all about? It's still all about that good old U.S. dollar, folks. What you have with the dollar out here, you talk about tick for tick. Dollar today, highs was 74.95. The lows was 74.26. You did 29,000 contracts. That 29,000 contracts is coming into the days of strength out there. Those days of strength, folks, had 66,000 contracts. This dollar wants to get to higher price, meaning the 76.54 area. We'll see whether it has any juice up there in order to get up to that 80 area. But that's the way it's set up right now. Of course, you had LinkedIn that went public 2 weeks ago. Went public at 45, just rocket ship all the way up. And the folks at Google, they must have been just going out of, that Groupon were going out of their mind. Bottom line is that they just filed about 20 minutes ago to go public. You will see them push that out ASAP, folks, because the bottom line is that if Groupon had actually gone first, they would have got a much higher valuation. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what ends up happening now as Groupon comes out. Let's go to Jerry in Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Jerry, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Doing great. You having a good day out there?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks.
There you go, man.
Yes, the reason I'm calling you is on GBG.
Yeah.
And in about the first 15 minutes, it jumped up to they're showing 238 as the high for the day, and then it just hit a brick wall and went all the way back, ended up minus for the day, and I'm just trying to find out what's going on, that's all.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Someone definitely. Now this gets really interesting, folks. Because check this out. This is how bizarre this can get, and I've seen this happen before. Okay, and what you had happen here is that someone basically got taken to the cleaners, and this was not a retail client, folks. Okay, someone bought this today, and they bought on one trade 794,000 shares, and they made them pay up for it. Now, the amazing part about it is that if they understood just electronic trading, there was no reason they had to do that. But that's what you saw there, Jerry. Okay?
Right.
So what ends up happening is this, is that would have been a fund that would have called a broker. That wasn't done. That would have called a broker. The broker would have said that, okay, hey, listen, GBG closed at 207. And that, the fund evidently said, hey, listen, well, I want this many shares. What are you going to charge me? That's how that normally works.
Right.
And I'm sure the fund, it took them all of, let me see, I can actually kind of tell. Because watch this, folks. This order got filled not until, it looks like it got filled, I got to put this on a minute. It got filled at 9:34. So the broker had 4.5 minutes to get as many shares as he could at the 202, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, anything underneath 38 and then he sold them at 38.
Right.
That's what that is. So.
Okay.
The good news is that, you know, what you have here is that as that baby pushed up, you get some juice, man. So.
Okay, listen, can you do another one?
Sure, go ahead.
Z is in zebra,
Yeah.
IOP.
IOP. Let's take a look at it.
I own it.
Okay, you get ZIOP. This is a biopharma company. They acquire, develop, and commercialize cancer drugs. The low's $3, the high $7. They lose 97 cents. Okay, so I see what you're looking at. So you got a little juice in this 2 days ago. Yeah, so this can go test that 780 right now. Let me just see. You always got to make sure with these guys, right? It's like when they're going to come out with their next announcement, right? Because they lose money hand over fist, right?
Right.
And they don't make any money, so. Yeah, but, what I would do with this one here is put your sell in, man.
Okay.
You got the initial spike. He's looking at this, folks. You got an initial spike with volume that came in on the 31st. And you know what you can do here? Put it in like at 780. If someone comes up there and gets it, beautiful, man.
Okay.
Cooking, brother.
Thank you.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. Let's go to Rick in British Columbia. Hey, Rick, what's going on?
Oh, I'm going to ask you about the SPYs, but it was so funny because I own GBG in Canada.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned how much the shares was traded there, and I had quite a mitt full of it, and I had a 213 sell in Canada, and it went to size 220, and then I bought it back on a pullback again. But
good for you, man. That's awesome. I love it.
But I wouldn't doubt that the golds are going to get a bit of a bounce tomorrow. It looks to me because the last word we had is Greece is okay now. Tomorrow maybe it won't be again. But it seems like a yo-yo every day.
Oh, it is. Listen, you know what's so great, folks, okay? It's a yo-yo, okay, but if you understand that it has a broken string, you're all set. And Greece is done. Euro's done. They're crazy, forget it, man.
Portugal. Anyway.
It's all good, though. It's all good.
When you explained the SPYs, it was like you were reading my mind. I was just thinking exactly the same thing. And I was wondering if you could put it on an hourly 5-day the SPY.
I got it. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, it looks to me like we forget about, you see that big down spike had the most volume, almost 40 million shares yesterday on the breakdown?
At 9:30, 49 million. That's right.
Yeah, 130. The low of that, it looks, and we have a possible inverted head and shoulder, but forget about that form today to take it up there. Or, like you said, on a daily, it'll just fall apart, and the Nasdaq did the doji just like the S&P, and it'll take us down to those. They're lined up right to go to those swing lows.
Right.
Of about what, April 15th? I forget the.
Right.
But it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. No doubt, man.
Thanks a lot.
Cooking, brother. Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. It's Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. And, folks, if you'd like to come to one of my Master Trading Series, I'm doing 3. The first one's in Denver, Colorado, June 16th and 17th. Boston, Massachusetts, the 23rd and 24th. Tampa, Florida, the 27th and 28th. All the details on the front page of TFNN. We're going to be right back.
Tiger University's Tiger Trading Tracks is your blueprint to